Yes. Hello. Oh, sorry, my hair's a little crazy. Welcome to the Kathy J Show, everybody. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for hanging out with me this half hour. It means the world to me. And remember, everybody, you can now go to kathyjshow.com, catch up on all the shows you've missed, as well as all the behind-the-scenes fun. We're having some fun today, I'll tell you that, because my staff, the Today Show is kind of turning into a show about my staff. We're talking about something that I am not very good at today. Perfectionism. Seriously, I am not perfect. And because I can admit that actually makes me perfect. I'm kidding. That's a line that Larry Ulibarri always used to say, and I was like, ooh, you're so right. But so many of you right now, you're stretching yourselves to the limit because you're chasing this false notion that you have to be perfect, that your appearance has to be perfect, your house, your car, your kids. Why are you doing that to yourself? I don't know how to tell you this, everybody. Sit down. But people find you annoying. Okay, I find you annoying. Perfectionism in somebody else, to me, it's an annoying trait. Leave it. It's good. Let's go. I can't relate to you. Why are you running around crazy over something? Just let it go. And you know what? That's what perfectionists hate to hear. She's over here. My staff is behind the camera going, she's right, Kathy's right. Don't say that to us. So you know what, though? You're hurting yourself. And that's why I don't know how to react to help you, because I see you hurting yourself, and you don't want to do what I think are the easy steps to fix it. But that's because you're in your own brain. I'm not in your brain. You know, when it comes to perfectionism, I took myself out of the running a long time ago because I'm not perfect at anything. I'm perfect at being me. That's all I got. That's all you get. Now, I'm not saying don't strive for excellence in everything that you do, because you should work as hard as you can to achieve your goals, but just don't set the unrealistically high expectations. It's just not healthy. So take my executive producer, Mary, for example, okay? Everybody on my staff is a perfectionist to some level, depending on what it is, okay? Now, Mary, she's a perfectionist when it comes to being a mom. She believes that her daughters are a reflection of her, and so she makes sure that their uniforms are spotless, their hair is combed, there's extra snacks in the backpacks. Who does that? She is sending them out organized so they can put their best foot forward in school for success. But how can you do that with your hair in your face, Demetra? You got to pull your hair back, Demetra. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. That's actually a true story. Here's the thing, though. When it comes to my kids and their hair, straight ragamuffins. You can count on my kids to have their hair going everywhere. They got markers on their skin. They got chocolate milk mustaches from hours earlier. Producer Mary is cringing right now just thinking about that. But I could care less. Let's talk about my other producer, Colleen. First of all, she's a Gryffindor, so shout out to the Gryffindors. She's also my problem solver on the staff. This is a brand new show, and I'll admit it, we've run into some problems, but God bless the perfectionist in my staff and Colleen, because Colleen's dedicated her life over the past few months to this show. She triple checks every detail of the show. She anticipates problems even before they happen. She's always thinking 5 steps ahead. But that's like her work life. When it comes to her home life, she's a wreck. Kidding, Colleen, I'm kidding. It's a lot of pressure to have it all together. People are constantly going, and you can overwhelm yourselves in the end, okay, everybody? It's nice to care about something, but you also have to have good balance. So my guest today is an expert ready to break it all down for us. And get ready. Like I told you, my staff is full of perfectionists. You are going to meet numero uno on my staff coming up in this half hour. It's going to be good. We will be right back. Kathy J. The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on. Kathy J. Welcome back, everybody. So today we're talking about perfectionism in our society. We're all about being go-getters and working ourselves into the ground. That seems to be what we do in America. But we're expected to always be performing and showing up 100% in our lives, in all areas of our lives, no matter what. Perfectionism sounds like it could be a good thing. What could go wrong? You're getting stuff done, right? But at what cost is it? Emily is here. You've met her before, a certified public health practitioner with the Department of Psychiatry at CU Anschutz. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so let's get into this. We're going to have a lot of fun today, but perfectionism is a serious issue. So tell everybody what it is. How do you identify it?
Yeah, so perfectionism is this constant striving to be flawless, faultless, impeccable, having these really high expectations for yourself, standards for yourself, sometimes for other people too.
Right, like marrying her daughters.
Yes.
Yes, right,
yes.
okay.
And like it does seem like a positive thing because a lot of times perfectionists have really good work ethic, are motivated and ambitious.
Yes.
But
I was very smart. I made my entire staff. They're all perfectionists in some way.
that is great.
Because
it is
I
great.
know it helps me.
Yes.
Right.
It's
But now it's
excellent.
getting annoying.
Well, it can really affect relationships and affect like the individual's mental and physical health because there's so much stress being placed on
That's
them.
exactly right. And I want to help. That's the whole reason that we're actually here. It's because I don't want my staff walking around exhausted because they're stressing out in their head about being a perfectionist. Where does it even come from in the first place? Where does this thought pattern come from to be a perfectionist?
So it's a combo of things. There's a bit of it that's genetic and hardwired. Like
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
people who are perfectionists tend to have like a hardwired temperament.
Okay.
Where they tend to be a lot of times more like anxiety prone, maybe a little more like harm avoidant. And by that I mean really there's a strong fear of failure or being judged or making mistakes.
Yes.
So there's like definitely a genetic piece, but there's an environmental piece too, you know, how their family raises them, as well as our environment. Like you said, in America, it's go, go, go.
Go, right.
Always expected to be completely put together and be perfect at everything while also taking care of ourselves at the same time.
And it's unachievable. How do I get that through to perfectionists? Like, you need to slow it down.
Yeah, so I mean, it would be great if we could say, just
Sorry. Apparently, my shirt is a little too flimsy, so my mic keeps. I'm just going to chill like this for a minute. Sorry, Emily.
It's all good.
Okay, sorry. How do we get them to slow down?
No, it would be great if we could just be like, okay, chill out, relax. But like never in the history of ever has telling someone to relax or chill out actually worked.
Okay, so what do I say to them? Because that's all I know how to say.
Right, no, I
chill
totally
out,
get that.
relax, it's good enough.
I think like meeting someone where they're at and validating like, okay, I get it. This is gonna be, or like I can imagine it's gonna be really difficult for you to challenge this or let this go, and like encourage them to lean into that discomfort because that's how you move past some of the perfectionistic, like the rigidity.
Okay, here's the problem. They don't see the need to lean into it because that would take away from them wanting to be a perfectionist.
Right. Well, there's a lot with perfectionists. There's a lot of someone's self-worth is really really intertwined with their like
because
achievements.
you want everybody to like you. That's why you're doing such a good job at everything.
You want to be liked, or it's related to just feeling like you're not enough, or you're not. You might be judged in some way. You might not live the life you want to live. There are a number of different fears. I like to work with folks on getting to good enough.
Right.
So it's sometimes so difficult, and it feels like almost physically painful to leave something like unfinished or leave something not right. So I work with people a lot on doing exposures.
Okay, what does that mean?
So I work with them to experience maybe something that's not like emotionally as heavy as work. We do something that's a little, I won't say easier, a little less uncomfortable. So I'll have them send a text message with a grammatical error or spelling error in it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I know,
To me, that happens every single text.
Right, I know.
But the fact that you just said that, and Sarah over there, the director, you're going to meet in a few, she just went, I saw her body language just totally tense up. The thought of doing a grammatical error on a text would kill her. So, how do I get through to her? Well, we're going to get through to her hopefully in a minute, but yes, how do you talk to people like that?
So, I mean, we work on addressing some of those core fears and some of the like cognitive distortions that go along with that all or nothing thinking of it's good or bad, I'm a success or failure, and work on moving and reframing towards this like middle of the road kind of gray area.
Okay, meet me in the middle of the road. Do the perfectionists know when they need to stop? Is it the health issue hits them? Do they know that their health is related to the stress they're causing from being a perfectionist, or do they roll it off as, well, I guess I'm just getting older, or it's because I haven't been sleeping? They still don't admit that, can't see it.
Not always, because like I said, in our society, it's really like, it's very much a good thing to be so accomplished.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they're very high functioning, they're very much like being rewarded in their life for it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to get feedback from like our relationships, and also like go to therapy, of course, too.
Right.
I strongly encourage that for anyone who struggles with that perfectionism.
So would you say that if they went, how do they know they need to come see you?
If it really starts to impair and impact their lives and their relationships.
Like they're exhausted all the time and
Yes.
they can't explain why.
Yeah.
Because it's their brain going crazy nonstop,
Right.
right? Like,
Right.
how can I make this better?
Right.
Yeah, my husband is that guy. Like it's part of his OCD as well. I'm sure perfectionism and OCD go together as well.
Yes.
Because it's anxiety as well. But he's so perfect at things. He'll be like, well, if you want to do it right, you better do it right the first time. And he will completely tear apart something to do it right from the ground up.
Yes.
Whereas I'm that's good. Just put some spackle on it and let's keep moving.
Right.
And we'll get into fights where he all of a sudden insults me and he's like, you're Miss Good Enough. And I'm like, dang, you don't gotta be so mean. But it's because I don't know how to communicate to him that it is good enough.
Yeah.
And so there's buzzwords that you said.
Yeah.
What are they?
So should and must.
Okay.
People with perfectionism should themselves a lot, and we don't want to should ourselves. And it sounds a certain way for a
It sounds
reason.
horrible the way you just said it.
Yeah.
But she said SHOULD.
It's
Should.
true. It's true. But we don't want to, because we're judging ourselves and we're putting so much pressure on ourselves.
Right.
And so I like to have people reframe it to, I would like to, because perfectionism is this should and this judgment. But we can have a preference for doing good work. Like,
Amen.
That's okay.
Amen.
Yeah.
So leave it right there, because when we come back, everybody, we are going to meet the ultimate perfectionist on my staff. It's my director, Sarah. She's sweating. Her palms are sweating. Mom's spaghetti. She's over there. And she's got almond joy, so she can come on the couch. She's going to be right here on the couch with Emily and I when we come back. Don't go away.
Kathy J.
Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better. All right, everybody, welcome back. We've been talking about perfectionism here on the Kathy J Show, and to really bring things home and to understand the perfectionist mind, I've invited my wonderful director, Sarah Adcock, here to join us. Yay! Yay! So she is a perfectionist to the core, Emily, okay?
Okay.
And hearing from her today hopefully will make all of you understand what perfectionists are and how their brains work. So, all right, Sarah, thank you for being here today. You look great. You're here.
I did it. Here I am.
In front of the camera.
Yes.
All right. So you brought some examples that you have told us when we've been hanging out. These are what my wife and I discussed. Okay. The first thing is hats.
Okay.
Explain to everybody your perfectionism with hats.
Okay. So I brought an example of a hat that I have purchased with my wife. So you go pick out anything. This just resembles anything that you go and pick out in the store that there are multiple options you can choose from.
Right.
So I have to pick the best one in the store.
Okay.
And so I comb through all the different items. And the solution that my wife and I have come up with is that I choose 3 of the best, and then she takes the 3 that I've chosen and she selects the one best, and that's what we decide, that's what we go home with.
Now, most things that you buy at the store, there's multiples of. So do you have to do this every time you buy something? Like that jean jacket, did you have to look at a couple choices?
No, this one was fine.
Okay,
It's
okay.
it's something like that has like a logo or something on it.
The stitching?
The stitching that could potentially be off.
Okay, all right. So there's one example.
Yeah.
Let's move over to the water bottle example.
So this resembles something that used to be perfect and is no longer perfect. So I don't know if you can see.
You can see the dent. So just because that one dent, obviously you dropped it somewhere.
Oh no, there's two. There's another dent.
It doesn't matter if. Okay, so you don't like the fact that it was perfect at one time and now it's not.
Correct.
So you still use it, right?
I do not use this water bottle anymore.
Why don't you use the water bottle? It's a great water bottle.
I know, it really is.
Give it to me, I'll use it.
It really is a great water bottle.
She can't even hand it over.
Um,
Emily, why does she feel the need to do that? That something perfect, once it's scratched, she can't use it?
It can feel like this physically, like I can't do it type feeling. And there's a mental block too. It's very much like brain chemistry kind of going on with perfectionism and some of like you were mentioning the obsessive compulsive type stuff. Like there's a brain structure, brain chemistry type interaction that's going on.
So have you always, is this something you learned to do for your parents? Where did the perfectionism come from?
I feel like my dad is a perfectionist.
Okay.
So like the hat selecting is an example. When the Spurs won the championship many years ago, we'd go out and pick hats, and I remember my dad going through all the different hats. And
Okay, so it's kind of a learned behavior.
Yeah.
Okay, but also genetic, because if your dad did it. Okay, what can I do to get you to drink water out of that bottle?
I mean, if I don't know. The thing is that I would bring it. I would bring the water bottle, but I'd always look at the dent. So it's hard for me to see past the flaw.
What if we put duct tape over it?
Well, what I told my wife is that I could just put dents all over the bottle.
Right.
And then it would be perfect because it would just be full of dents.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, you have another example when it comes to your work ethic, okay? Everybody around here, the other day something happened with my earpiece, right? And so I was like, Sarah, I need something, right? She went looking to find the earpiece. Not only did she get me a new earpiece, because I was expecting a couple days from now I'll see a new earpiece. She got it that day. Then she comes up. Then she wants to get it fitted for me. Then she all of a sudden is gluing it in because now it's like she wanted to make sure that was off your checklist. Your work ethic is very strong, and I love you, but it's crazy.
I feel like
Have you heard this before? I didn't mean to say crazy. Have you? It's wild. It's different.
I think it's because I have a problems and solutions brain. So the problem is that your earpiece, doesn't work, and it's like, okay, well, what's the solution? How can I find the solution right now?
But I told you to let it go. We'd deal about it in a couple days.
I know, but I wasn't going to be in on Monday, and I needed you to have it.
Do you see how she talks to everybody? And the clean shows. When something happens on our show that had nothing to do with you, you take it to heart.
Well, if I had any type of hand in it, then I take it to heart. If it had nothing to do with me, then
Emily, go ahead.
I think like it's a very common trait with like perfectionism to blame yourself and take on more responsibility than you actually have. I think perfectionism is a really, I don't want to say nice way, but it's a way a lot of times that a thing we can use to feel like in control and certain in a very like uncertain, chaotic world.
So is that it? You need control in a chaotic world?
Yes.
Okay, well, we need to pull you back. It's 25%. Can we do that?
I can try.
I mean, like little steps. You can make little steps.
Little steps. Does she recreate scenarios? What can she do here at work to pull back a little?
I mean, it sounds like you do a lot of like acceptance of things, like even with the water bottle, or like when you do recreate stuff in your brain, like you do a lot of acceptance and problem solving, and that's the positive traits of perfectionism. But it's about letting go of some of those other things. So I think like challenging, like I was saying before, it's really difficult, but challenging some of it with exposures where maybe like work is a really, really difficult thing to even think about challenging. So do it in other little ways.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to help her with this. You're going to drink out of that water bottle all day tomorrow. We're going to work with you on this. Okay, so we will be right back, everybody. And when we come back, I want to let you know where you can find Emily as well. And we also have a really cool announcement we're going to give. So I'll be right back. Kathy J. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. Thank you so much for being with us this half hour. So I want to mention that Emily is she's an OCD expert, and there's an OCD program happening at the Department of Psychiatry at CU Anschutz that she's involved with that's offering group therapy and so many other great things. So for information, please go to medschool.cuanschutz.edu. You can find it all right there, and you'll find Emily as well. I also want to say thank you very much to my sponsors, Ramos Law, FitMD, Colorado Lottery, and Oakwood Homes. Thank you to IKEA Centennial. Always go to theKathyJShow.com for more info about what's happening here on our show. Emily, Sarah, thank you so much. And real fast, we have a special birthday on my staff. John, run over here really fast. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Come in more. Come in more. Here's, come sit on my lap, baby. Okay. Say hi. Yay. Everybody have a great day. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, John. Stay out.